One day when I was 55, I happened to have a bad bout of pancreatitis and gallbladder, which ended up in a week's stay at the hospital. And while I know I was not diabetic before I went in the hospital, pancreatitis did damage cells and the cells that produce insulin. When I was sent home, I was very unsure and frightened about being a diabetic, but I had good instructions from a diabetic educator and doctor, and they did send me home with all the education I needed. I think I had 4 one-hour sessions where I could learn, the food and exercise, and I just really went at it and lost weight. But I gained some humility from diabetes because I'm in it for the long haul, and it wasn't over. I guess that was the big change. It's going to last for a while, forever. And so that's a real different way of thinking about life. Sometimes I get frustrated because you understand after all that education that it's a disease that affects every organ of your body in some way. There are some diseases that you can't do a lot yourself, and with diabetes, it's one that you can handle. Earlier in the summer, I was called to be a part of the Rapid Improvement event at Rheta Care for the integrated chronic disease program that's being put together. The Rapid Improvement event consisted of people from diabetic education, community education, heart rehab, and pulmonary rehab. I was just amazed at the group of people that were there and how they worked together. They all seemed to be on the same page. There was another voice of a consumer or a customer, and both of us were asked, and I really felt like we were listened to. With diabetes, people that have one condition often have other conditions. So at the Rapid Improvement event, each person from their area explained what they needed to have, the kind of the flow of the work and the equipment, and how going to one place for the patient makes a lot more sense. It was pretty amazing with our little sticky notes, how we participated together. It was fun, and I think it was a really beneficial thing for me to understand how Rheta Care proceeds in their improvements. I had my special moment this morning, and I had it yesterday morning and the morning before that, and in fact I have been able to have 3,650 special moments when I count back to my critical illness with pancreatitis. I count each sunrise as a special moment. I just figure those 10 years are possible because of the help that I've gotten, and I feel good. That's a special moment when you can say I feel good.
So I went into labor, and it was a Friday morning actually, at 11 o'clock. And by 3 o'clock, I said, "Yeah, we need to go in." And so we headed in, and we got there, and it got pretty tough for a while.
I think everything seemed to be going really well. We thought, oh, well, this is, as well as a labor can go. And we thought, okay, well, everything seems normal. And at one point, they had the monitor on, and they were monitoring the baby and making sure that her heart rate was okay and everything. And they said, we lost the baby's heart rate. And I thought, well, it's probably just because there's some movement around. And of course, with Lydia being our 6th child, we thought, well, we've never had problems before or anything.
What ended up happening, it was a prolapse cord, and that's when the cord comes out ahead of the baby. And when you're pushing down to push the baby out, the head will push onto the cord, and then when you're pushing onto the cord, it cuts off all of the life supply that the baby has.
When the baby came out, she was completely white and completely lifeless.
Which is, it's very serious. So her heart had stopped beating. She had stopped breathing. They just acted really quickly. Dr. Picello, she decided right there, we're not going to do a C-section. We're grateful for the decision she made, but it also allowed Lydia to be delivered a lot faster.
They brought her over to the table where they do all of the whatever they do with the baby, and then I thought, okay, good, well, everything's going to be okay. And then all of a sudden the team from the helicopter showed up, and I realized, wow, there's a lot more going on. They were very reassuring right away. They said, she looks like she's doing very well. They complimented the staff at Wapaka and said, wow, they did a great job. They couldn't have done a better job. They did everything exactly right. Everybody on the floor was there, and everybody was ready. And they had all of the things that they needed, and everybody seemed to know exactly what to do in the situation. At the end of the time that they were working with her, then they had said, we think that she's going to do okay. We think we've got her vitals back up to where they need to be, but she lost her heartbeat for an entire minute, and so we need to bring her into the NICU. It
was the best outcome. I know the NICU doctor said that when she arrived, he was very amazed at how well she was doing. And it seems like what they had to do is, her whole system stopped, so they had to jumpstart her, reboot her like a computer, and get her heart working, and then her lungs.
It just makes me think, if they wouldn't have been there, if it wouldn't have been done the right way, we wouldn't have a baby.
Wow. I must say that the nursing staff at Wapaka was excellent. I had people coming in all the time and just, wanting to know how she was doing.
When we finally got to bring her home, it was really so exciting. There is nothing like being able to put her in the car seat and drive home and have her in your own house and be able to hold her, and it really, it was a great day.
One of the special moments that we were allowed to be a part of with Lydia, because she made it. Ryan had one of his cousins got married, and his grandfather, the kid's great grandfather, was there.
And to have Lydia there at that moment was really special. To know that we had all of our relatives there living, and to remember those that had passed on, and to know that we had Lydia with us was really an amazing moment.